Hello, dear students, Jai Hind, very good morning. Welcome back. As you all know, that as far as our science portion is concerned, you can consider four sections. Understand in that my first lecture, I have already guided you that the last uh, three chapters, 14, 15, and 16, are generally termed as a chapter where there was discussion of understand natural resource. We can call them chapters of environmental science. Okay, three chapters can be considered a part of environmental science. Okay, now today, dear student, we are starting chapter number 14, sources of energy. Chapter is looking bigger, but it is some of the topics where a topic of general knowledge, and you must have studied them in your previous standard also. Understand, there is some discussion about biogas plant, solar cell, solar panel, understand wind energy to be utilized for construction of electric power, tidal energy and energy of the wave, which can also be manipulated for the purpose of production of electricity. These are some of the topics which has been discussed in this particular chapter. Now, dear student, as you all know, the title of the chapter itself is just giving a hint that we are going to discuss about energy resource. What's the title of the chapter itself is? Understand, that is sources of energy. That's the title. And dear student, if you just understand the title, understand today lecture number 1. If you just understand the title, sources of energy, that means you will come to know that under this title you will discuss about sources of energy. And you all know, dear student, what do if I ask such simple question, what do you mean by source of energy? You all know that from whatever objects from which we get energy can be considered a source of energy. It can be wood, a source of energy by burning it. We can get heat and light. It can be a solar sun also, which is a huge source of energy. Coal, yes, it's a source of energy. So sources of energy can be termed as those objects available to us in nature which can be utilized to get some energy, which is to be utilized for some practical, for doing work, can be called sources of energy. Now, dear student, you all know very well that that's a knowledge question also. Whatever sources of energy are available to you, understand. Take an example, some of the sources of energy. Take an example, wood, coal, petrol, understand. We call them fuels. Fuels are those substances which on burning supply us energy. It can be natural gas, petroleum gas, methane, all comes, even biogas comes under this category. Fuel means those material available which on burning supply us heat energy. Understood? Now, dear student, if I ask you a simple question, what you can consider a good fuel, so anybody from you can answer. Good fuel means it has to possess some of the characteristic property. What you can call a good fuel? Okay, suppose this is the question, which can be considered a good fuel. So simple to understand, dear student. You can consider a good fuel which is available easily and in enormous in plenty of amount. It should be easily accessible, means you found tremendous amount of that fuel, but if it is very difficult to access out, then it's not can't be considered a good quality of fuel. It should be available in plenty. It should supply more energy when you burnt it. That is also a characteristic quality of a good fuel. It should leave less residue after it has been burned. Indirectly, I mean to say that it has to possess such a quality that it burns completely. When any fuel burns completely, will supply an enormous and efficient amount of energy. It has to be such a fuel that it can be easily storable. It should cause as far as possible less or minimum pollution, because burning of fuel has caused alarming situation around the world, and it has created a havoc in our mind that constant utilization of this fossil fuels we call, at this rate will create a lots of problem for us, which is very difficult to handle for mankind. Understand? So it should cause less pollution. And my dear student, one more thing, it needs to be such a fuel that it can be easily transportable. That is also one of the important aspects. So these are some of the qualities of good fuel you can mention. Okay. Now, dear student, as you all know that we have divided whatever sources of energy available to us. Just now we discussed your topic 14.1. What is a good source of energy? I just enlisted out and spoken all necessary characteristic for becoming an ideal fuel, available in plenty, easily accessible, easily transportable, easily storable, should supply enormous amount of energy when burned, should cause minimum pollution. Understand? These are some of the characteristic properties of a good fuel. Now we all know, dear student, whatever sources of energy are available to us, we have divided, this is a general knowledge question, we have divided them into two types: conventional and non conventional sources of energy. Conventional, I mean to say, those sources of energy which we have been utilizing since ancient time and in past. So if I just want to mention some conventional sources of energy, dear student, the wood is one of the best fuel we used in ancient time also. Understand? at that time wood was the only source of energy we were utilizing, and by burning wood we were just roasting the meat and eating it at that time. Okay. Even today if you go to villages also, they are utilizing some conventional source of energy even today, wood. Understand, they are just cutting the branches of the dried out trees, and they are utilizing in what you call chula. Understand, at the same time they also utilize, as you all know dear student, one of the best source of energy in village, they utilize cow dung cakes. Understand? You can consider them as sources of energy which were conventional before the invention of coal. Understood dear student? Coal, after discovery of coal we started utilizing coal as a main source of energy. Then no doubt actually the scientists of the world gave theories how the coal is formed. You all know dear student very well how coal is formed. We discussed in our chapter number 4 also how coal, petroleum are formed. We can consider them no doubt because we have been utilizing coal, petroleum, natural gas. Understand, since so many years, so you can consider them conventional source of energy. Definitely we after the discovery of coal, as you all know, revolutionary changes took place in the world. Industrialization, understand, also gave lots of benefits to mankind, and it made our life more comfortable. Suppose the coal were not invented, how could the steam engine would have been possible? How could the steamer would have been possible? So invention of coal, understand, and the process of industrialization at that time boosted up and made our life more comfortable. Okay, dear student, now remember one thing. We started utilizing coal, petroleum, natural gas. Utilization of natural gas, the history of application of natural gas as a domestic fuel does not go much back. Understand, maybe in last 50 years, understand, we started utilizing natural gas as one of the source. Okay dear student, now one more thing, you all know application and utilization of all these fossil fuels, either coal, you may consider petroleum or natural gas, all are no doubt uh, good sources of energy, but it has some aftermaths also. Utilization of these sources of energy may also has caused some environmental problems for us. They have caused the air pollution to irreparable damage. Understand? And it's an alarming situation for the mankind that you all know, dear student. Now, after we invented coal, petroleum, natural gas, understand, the you can call it was an age of industrial revolution in the whole world, and we started utilizing them. And one more student, coal was initially utilized, understand, uh, for the purpose of just burning it, getting the heat by heating water. By burning coal, steam is generated, and that steam help in running the steam engine. Understood? And those steam engine actually ran railways at that time and steamers. But my dear student, as far as time has gone, we come to know that the energy stored in coal can be utilized for many good purposes, and we started utilizing it for thermal power plant. This is we are discussing, dear student, topic 14.2, conventional sources of energy. Understand, in that topic 14.2.2, thermal power plant, you all know what is thermal power plant is about. Understand, and sometime if you have some spare time, you should visit near Vadodara, near Vanakbori thermal power station, such a huge power station producing lots of megawatt of electricity. What is the process actually in thermal power plant? So, dear student, it's a quite simple process. Water is heated by burning coal, and steam is produced, and that steam is utilized to run the turbines. Understand, turbine means, you know, dear student, a huge assembly. Understand, right? Or involving blades. When steam energy is utilized to rotate the rotors, rotors means turbines, understand, and that rotational mechanical energy, understand, is transferred to the generator set. We discussed in chapter number 13 what is generator is about. A coil of wire is inside the magnetic field, and it is rotated around its axis by supplying the mechanical energy produced by running the rotor, which is run by actually steam, but steam is heated by coal. So this way electric power can be produced. But dear student, one more thing, these fossil fuels are available in limited quantity, as you all know. Because they are available in limited quantity, and they are this is you must have the knowledge, it is non renewable source of energy. Once utilized, understand, may not be available to the next generation of mankind instantly. Understand, so they are available in limited amount and can cause danger for the environmental balance, maybe causing the air pollution. Understand, so dear student, for constructing a thermal power plant, you require a huge site. Understand, you require a huge land area for production of electricity by utilization of coal, and definitely enormous amount of coal needs to be utilized, that you all know. Okay, now dear student, the second option, your topic 14.2.3, that is, as you know, hydro power plant, hydroelectricity. My dear just to discuss with you, understand, you may have complete knowledge of hydroelectric power plant, and we have in Gujarat, understand, the huge hydroelectric power plant is going to be, understand, in practice in near future, that is Sardar Sarovar Dam. As you all know, there are in top in so SS also you will come across study, in your study there are so many hydroelectric power plant. What actually they are doing, dear student, just to make you understand, suppose I show you, suppose this is generator set, okay, suppose this is generator set, we say, okay, and here, dear student, I just want to show you the turbines, okay. Suppose this is the turbine. Now this turbine are provided with huge blades, dear student, okay. You can consider this as turbine, and this is generator set. Understand? Now actually what happens, that first very important thing, if you have gone to Sardar Sarovar Dam. It is in hilly terrains. Wherever you want to generate or wherever you want to construct the dams, and your purpose is not just to store the extra water but also to be utilize it for the production of hydroelectric power, you need to have the hilly terrains. If you have visited Sardar Sarovar Dam, you must come to know, understand, there is a hilly terrains. What actually they do, that they store excess water at height in these hilly terrains. Okay, suppose, dear student, the dam site I saw. If you have visited, understand, Sardar Sarovar Dam, you can see. Uh, Actually, we are not allowed to go on other side of the dam, but water is stored in dam at height, dear student. Understand now what happens when you store water in dam height. Height means what? You understood? Take an example. One empty tank. As water is poured in the tank, the height of the water increases, and when the height of the water increases, that means the water is stored at height. And as you know, any object taken to height possess which energy, dear student? Potential energy. So what happens, that in dam the water is stored at height. Understand, whenever the excess flooding take place due to excessive rainfall in the understand, in river, that extra water is stored in dam at height. And dear student, you might be reading in newspaper that gates are open. When the gates are opened, this stored water, understand, will go through the canals, and at the bottom, understand, where the water is going to flow through the canals, turbines are kept. Turbines are a huge size, like this room where I am taking your lecture in 10C class. Huge turbines, understand, once the water flows, it will rotate this turbine, and this rotational moment of the turbine via mechanical setup is transferred to the generator set, and electric power is produced, dear student. This is the way hydroelectric power can also be produced. Actually, what happened, when you store water in dam at height, you are actually harnessing the movement of the water. That means the kinetic energy of the water is harnessed, and because the water is stored in dam at height, that means that harnessed kinetic energy got converted into potential energy. And when you allow the water to flow, again the conversion of potential to kinetic energy take place, and this huge amount of energy of the flowing water, understand, will rotate huge size turbines, and rotation of the turbine will give extra by mechanical setup is there to rotate generator, huge generator inside the huge coil inside the magnetic field, and electric power is produced. Understand, that we also discuss a little, dear student, in chapter number 12 of electricity. At that time I told you that this is the production of AC, alternating current. This is the way current can be produced. But dear student, again a big question, proper site for construction of the dam. Understand, lots of enormous amount of uh, money, understand, enormous amount of cost for the erection of the site of the dam project, then a proper mechanical setup to establish the turbines, to establish huge generator sets, understand, for production of electric power, and one more thing, a high cost of maintenance also. These are some of the disadvantage also involved, understand, in construction of hydroelectric power, but it gives us more comfort compared to the thermal power plant where we utilize the coal. And because the coal is utilized, which is available, understand, quite costly, so compared to that, if the sites are proper and available, you can utilize hydroelectric power as one of the better alternative to thermal power plant, understand. So dear student, this is about hydro power plant. Okay, and now one more thing, dear student. One thing has to be very clear in your mind, that these were the some sources of energy, either thermal power plant or hydroelectric power plant can be utilized, understand. But now, dear student, is there some other source of energy also we have developed? Definitely we have to look for it. The reason, the increasing demand of energy over population. So, my dear student, only coal hydroelectric power was not sufficient. We have to look for some alternative sources of energy. Suppose today we are utilizing petroleum, okay? Petrol to run our vehicle. A day will come when these sources will get exhausted. How will you substitute it? So actually scientists of the world, understand, and engineers are engaged in developing the energy efficient fuel which will utilize, understand, either electricity or some biofuel. They are trying to find some alternative to this. So if you start thinking, dear student, some technology we require to just think from our mind, that are some other sources of energy available to us, or are we able to develop some technology, means proper makeup, to utilize those sources of energy. And one of the best, my dear student, as a knowledge for you, is biogas plant. As you all know, generally biogas plant, understand, actually are working from the all garbage waste. It can be agriculture waste, dry leaves, cow dung cakes, whatever. No doubt cow dung cake are in major amount, understand. That's why biogas plant is sometime also called a gobar gas plant, understand. Actually this is a general knowledge topic, my dear student. You all have the knowledge of biogas plant actually, right? And what is utilized in the biogas plant, you also have a complete knowledge regarding this. In textbook they have, and in material also the diagram has been given. But just I want to explain you the simple way what actually happens in biogas plant, dear student. I just want to give you a simple line diagram to make you understand the concept of biogas plant. Understand what is actually there in biogas plant. This is your topic. Understand? I am not mentioning just the uh, because you know that how we can utilize the topic 14.2.4, how we can improve some technology to utilize these sources of energy which are available to us. So dear student, biogas plant, just you think what is actually there in biogas plant. If I just want to mention, dear student, understand, suppose I am just drawing you the line diagram for this. You can consider this as digester tank. Okay, I'm just drawing the line diagram. Okay, this can be considered a digester tank. This is the outlet for the biogas. Okay, now actually what happens, whatever mixture is available to us, biogas are generally made of bricks, understand, and totally undergrounded. What happens actually, whatever waste, cow dung cake, understand, cow dung cake, dry leaves, dry grass, understand, the spikes of onion, whatever garbage available to us is mixed and it is converted into slurry, understand, by addition of little water to it. That slurry, understand, is actually rolled down into the digester tank. You can consider the slurry. Okay, it is rolled down. This can be called a digester tank. Okay, now what happens, dear student? Actually, it is undergrounded and totally protected so that air supply does not become available in the digester tank, where microorganisms, understand, who are performing anaerobic respiration, they does to break down all organic slurry which is accumulated digester tank, and this slurry is decomposed, and during the decomposition biogas is released. In biogas, my dear student, the main component is methane, as you all know, consisting of some other gas also, sulfur dioxide, understand, carbon monoxide, but the main is methane. That is one of the prime component of biogas. So what happen, the produced biogas, understand, whenever the burner are on, comes out and burns like we burn LPG stove at our home. Okay, this is biogas, dear student. And now what happens, once the biogas plant is totally filled with the slurry, understand, and that slurry get totally decomposed, and whenever the burner are on, the biogas comes out and it is burnt very easily. Now, dear student, when it happens that the biogas stop coming out, that means it has been it is estimated, understand, by the farmer, that the slurry is totally decomposed and whatever the biogas has been produced is totally utilized by us. Now there is a mechanism to take out this slurry, and this slurry which is actually taken out, understand, can serve best organic manure in the farm. So there are lots of advantage, dear student. One, that is, it actually helps, understand, and in the process of Swachh Bharat, actually clean India, because lots of garbage waste which is thrown out, understand, is utilized for the production of biogas, gobar gas, whatever you say, and the slurry which remains after the biogas has been, understand, we can utilize the word excavated out and utilize, is actually serving as a best organic manure in the farm also, understand, means it serves us to solve the cleanliness problem in village, and also and plus, dear student, burning biogas is not going to cause any environmental pollution at all. So this is the best. But what happens, you need a constant supply of slurry at some fixed interval of time. So mostly in Punjab, Haryana, even in Mehsana also, if you go there, understand, they have a huge biogas plant, understand, uh, in the partnership of 3 to 4 homes actually, understand, whatever slurry is available from cattle from their farm is dumped in this digester tank, and there are 4 where they can cook their food. Okay, so this is something, dear student, about biogas plant, understood. And we have actually designed this technology because it was in our mind that decomposition of bio-waste produces the biogas. Why don't we develop a mechanism? Understand? And my dear student, before I discuss about wind energy, I must tell you, technical know-how and technician of the world, scientists of the world are always in a rigorous process to alter, find the technology. Take an example, dear student. Before, around not in much past, we used to run only petrol cars and diesel cars. Understand? But natural gas was invented and it became available in I think last 10 year, not more than that. Natural gas become available through pipelines at our home, and the similar natural gas, my dear student, which was once when petroleum was excavated out, understand, that natural gas was just going in vain because we do not have the technical know-how how to use that. Then we develop a CNG kits, smaller kits which can be easily fitted, understand, inside the car. And today, as you all know, dear student, CNG car, now the company when declares any new model of car, they are declaring petrol, diesel and CNG model. So natural gas, when available, when it became available, so we started applying our brain on technical know-how that how can, instead of petrol and diesel, if you can remember, before the CNG kits and CNG model of car became available, we used to run car on LPG cylinder, if you can remember and know. And so some people are still today utilizing, understand, vehicles via LGP cylinder. But natural gas were discovered, understand, and these devices, dear student, are actually, this topic is about that only, that technical know-how and technology needs to be developed. When sources of keeping the source available in mind, we have to design different devices, technology to utilize these sources of energy. So biogas plant, my dear student, is definitely one of the wonderful, understand, inventions by mankind. Now, now just try to understand, dear student. Lots of wind energy is available, and what wind can do, I do not have to teach you. Understand? Cyclone and all, you know, enormous velocity of wind can cause devastating dangers. Now, dear student, this wind energy, keeping in mind the source is available, but we need to utilize, we need to develop some technical know-how, understand, how to utilize the wind energy available. Understand? It's a question of, dear student, finding the technical know-how and just running our brain, keeping in mind that source of energy which is available, how it can be applicable, how we can generate the devices so that we can utilize the wind energy available. So, dear student, windmill were discovered. To discuss with you regarding the windmill, I think it's not, I don't think it is so much essential because nowadays the windmill concept is not new. Such a you all know, dear, such a huge metal poles are created. Understand? On the top of the metal poles, there is a rotor consisting of blades. You visited many places, understand, where you have seen the wind farms, where series of windmills are constructed for production of electric power. So, actually, dear student, what is that wind farms are about? Just we constructed a device where enormous amount of wind energy available will struck the rotor, and the rotor will rotate, and its rotational energy by mechanical setup is made available to the generator set and lots of electric power is produced, as you all know, dear student. But you all know very thing that for construction of the wind farm you need a huge terrain, huge area, plain region where the constant amount of wind is available around more than 15 kilometer per hour. That is the minimum optimum speed of the wind you require there. You require a huge open area where just construction of one windmill is not going to generate a lots of electric power, but you require a series of windmills, understand, connected with each other, which you can call a wind field or wind farm, and lots of electric power can be generated. If you anytime if it happens that you have to go to Kutch district, you can see on the highway near Mandvi, understand, huge wind farms where lots of series of windmill you can see where electric power is produced in enormous amount, understand. So that is also, dear student, the human brain, and human brain is always advanced. Human brain always started thinking how the sources of energy available to us can be utilized for some good practical purposes, and then we constructed the windmill, biogas plant, or I actually, and I just now mentioned, though it is not in your textbook, that is the best example, the utilization of CNG as a fuel for running the vehicle. Source was available. And one more thing, dear student, have we ever thought of water is available to our home through pipeline? We all know. But before 20 years back, 25 years back, we ever thought of that a day will come when gas will available to our home, understand, via pipelines, and there will be like electricity meters, how much gas we have utilized, and every month or 2 months you will receive the bill for the gas supply you have utilized in your home. But it happened, and today, dear student, you all are well aware that natural gas is available through pipelines in our home where the meter are fitted. Even, my dear student, the technical know-how, understand, I have also heard that in some cities when water in floods or in society water supply is available to us, you, how much water you utilize, there are also water meter fitted in your home, so that if you utilize excess water or optimum water can be ascertained. So dear student, remember one thing, my basic purpose to share with you is that technical know-how and new discoveries, understand, for those sources which are available to us, understand, and that is actually the human brain, which is damn inquisitive, and that's why we are called super ape and we mastered all other animals, understand, because we are running our brain and we are constantly thinking to utilize sources of energy available to us for the betterment of our life. Okay, dear students, so before we end today's lecture, let's have a simple sum up of the topic we have discussed. We have discussed sources of energy and fuel and what you can consider the good fuel. At the same time, we also discussed the conventional sources of energy available to you, that is wood, cow dung, cake. Then we discussed about coal, understand, natural gas. Then we developed some technical devices, understand, and some mechanism to utilize some of the other conventional sources of energy, understand, available to us. We utilize biogas and produce biogas from biogas plant, then hydroelectric power plant, thermal power plant we discussed, and at last we discussed about windmill power stations. Okay, dear student, and this what I should utilize the word at the end of the lecture, the quest by mankind for discovering and generating devices and mechanism to utilize these available sources of energy will never end till we exist on this earth. Okay, dear student, thank you very much.